Okay, so let's talk about the Musa Nerfs that are coming up next week, I believe. They're hitting live. They're on global, so they might change how it is. Right now, we've got 3 skills that are going to be nerfed in global labs, and then to the main server. I want to have my say in this nerf. Musa hasn't been good for over 3 years, and recently they buffed the damage on some skills. Now, this damage makes Musa a below average in damage. There is one skill that does all the damage, and that's Fiery Crevice. Crescent Crusher into foul play does somewhat good damage, or at least it used to. Now it does no damage for some reason. It could just be because it has low accuracy modifiers. I'm not too sure. That used to be a heavy hitting skill, and it is so slow that if you use it in PvP, you're pretty much a dumbass because you're going to get grabbed, you're going to get sidestepped to the back. Any block jump is just going to block jump you. That skill is so slow, it's no good. Now they're nerfing Fiery Crevice, which was kind of the second skill, was like that. But Fiery Crevice was insanely damaging, and it had a knockdown. And if you had the core skills, you can put it into SA. So having that skill damaged nerfed is okay, but they are 42% damage nerf, which I feel like is a bit too high. I'll explain that why in a minute. But this is where it gets annoying. Below the belt. Below the belt has this new ability where it can damage your frontal guard, like any normal skill. But like a Corsair, it will stop the regeneration of a frontal guard. Frontal guards regenerate, at least as a Musa, they regenerate when you iframe or you use a movement skill, like chase. So, in retrospects, we need to chase to gain the frontal guard back. But with Below the Belt, a special attachment that now has frontal guard breaker, you can't regenerate the frontal guard anyway. So Below the Belt is strong. Now, the damage it used to be before was 48.4% in PvP. It's now 52% damage reduction. So it's not a huge nerf, but it's still annoying. Again, I will get to why I feel like these nerfs are bad. Just bear with me. Now, projection. By all means, projection has never been a damaging skill, apart from that time where it was bugged and you could get like 3 projections in one projection. That was a different story. That's a bug, obviously. Projection is used as a CC. That's why it has a standard CC on it. So our projection level 1, 2, and 3 have been nerfed, and I don't know why they keep saying 1, 2, and 3. Everyone uses level 3. So the level 3 is 18.6%, was when it came out in rework. It's now had a 46% damage nerf. Now, some interesting things to say here. In PvP, additional damage and sword damage of some skills are reduced by 46%. I don't know what it means by sword damage and some skill damage. If you go on BDO Planner, there is actually a data mine that's been happened, and Musa actually has a little bit of magic damage, which no one actually data mined or saw, but on BDO Planner it's constantly there. You can see that it has magic accuracy, and it says it has magic accuracy rate, and then below that it says magic AP. Now, I don't know what this is all about. The ratios for this are 59, 67, and a total of 63. This is for my gear setup, my gear that I'm trying to work to. I will show you this in the description down below. Feel free to click that. It's still a work in progress because I need to get a Tet Deborika belt when it comes out and a necklace. But that's another thing. So the last thing is says that the phantoms that the super armor buff effect was applied when using the Tiger Blade skill has been corrected. Now, I don't know what it means by this. They keep saying weird stuff like this, weird words that I don't understand. They're not actually words; they're made up words in Korea. It's just like the word Musa. It's not a real word. It's just a made up word or something. Maybe Musa translates to something. I'm not too sure. Anyway, this is what the devs had to say about Musa. Currently, and bear with me because there's a lot of words that don't make sense in here. I believe it's made in Korea. We don't have English words for those things, and whoever tried to translate it to English had to make it in a way that kind of makes sense. That's what I'm thinking. They use weird stuff. So bear with me. It says this. Currently, the Musa has the upper hand in trading of his super armor by utilizing the best mobility skills such as chase and retreat. Gonna stop right there. So they have acknowledged that Musa is meant to be this class, which is Guardian, which is the super armor trading class. It's just meant to be a super armor trading class, like Guardian. Now, when Guardian first came out, it had all the super armors, could stay in SA. It was slow. I will accept that. But it had a surge damage when it came out. Therefore, they know it's a super armor class, but we don't have the damage, right? But rework gave us the damage. So I thought this was very understandable. If we don't have iframes and we're very squishy, then a damage on the class is okay. I will now go on. So, extreme slicing and increased attack range. I don't understand what they mean to say extreme slicing. I guess they just mean that they do wishy-washy with the sword or something like that. I haven't got a clue. Increased attack range. Yes, they increased our range on a lot of our skills. Now they go into some Moosa names that do not exist in the game. I guess these are translations for Korea, but they're not translations for English. So we have Flaming Wind, Dragon Flame. Now I'm not too sure if that is Meiwa, and they're getting us mixed up with Meiwa Musa. I haven't got a clue, but I do know for a fact that we don't have a skill called Flaming Wind or Dragon Flame. Dragon Flame might be Dragon Bite, and Flaming Wind could be the Inferno Blast. I haven't got a clue though. Taking this advantage into account, we adjusted the PvP damage of each skill, and after checking the data, we found that some skills currently do too much damage. Therefore, in super armor fights, okay, so it's dot, therefore, comma, in the super armor fights. So, at the beginning, they acknowledge that we are a super armor trading class that is meant to be in super armor, that does good damage. It says currently the Musa has the upper hand in super armor trading. Yes, that's how the class is meant to be. That was the original design for Musa, to be an SA trading class. And now they're saying we adjusted the PvP damage of each skill, and after checking the data we found that some skills currently do too much damage. Therefore, in the super armor fight, the Musa can have an advantage by linking the pursuit with the defense check skill. Now, when I say pursuit, they mean our chase. With the defense check skill, this could be frontal guard. I haven't got a clue, but I think this is frontal guard, guys. I really hope this is what they mean. A super armor frontal guard, like Warrior has it, Guardian has it, Valkyrie has it, Nova has it. They have a super armor frontal guard, and it's fucking horrible, the 360-degree block. But if Musa has this whilst running away, that's kind of nice. I do like that. Again, it could be gobbledygook from Korea. We don't know. Who knows at this point? The pursuit with defense check skill. Are you saying that I can dash and guard backwards now? So they go on, they say, but it has been adjusted so that it can have a operated amount of damage compared to pulling a crowd control effect on the opponent and using a combo. That entire sentence is not English. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? So at the bottom it says, when using retaliation after certain skills, you have to input only the left click to activate the skill. The following skills have been changed to the following skills, but that's the second, that's not just one sentence, right? So I think what they're trying to say here is that they looked at our damage and they saw Fiery Crevice is insanely damaging. Insanely damaging. And it was. It needed a nerf. It really did. And then they forgot what the class was. And they said, well, Below the Belt's pretty strong. Let's nerf that. And we need to nerf one more for good measure. Let's do Projection, which has no damage. You don't need to nerf Projection really, because it's a CC skill. I think they showed a picture of Projection 100% and they got scared. But that's 100% on a warrior will one-shot you if he has enough AP. 100% on a striker will do a fuck ton of damage. On Tamer, you will die. On, I think Sage has a fucking deadly 100%. I can't remember. There's a lot of 100% out there that do damage. Musa is not one of them. It does a lot of damage to about 330 DP players, but 330 is not much DP in this game no more. So, the reason why I hate nerfs on this class so much, and we're going to go into depth of it now, is that Musa is an SA trading class. To be an SA trading class, he needs to have damage. But we are getting nerfed. Now, for 3 years, Musa hasn't had a good buff. And I mean a buff that turns the class into a flavor of the month class. And I hate that. I don't like people playing my class just because it's busted. I hate that. Now, Fiery Crevice did need a nerf damage. You can see it was 16.6% in PvP, and now it's 43% damage reduction in PvP. Hands down, needs a nerf. Below the Belt, the reason why it does so much damage is because it breaks the frontal guard. It stops the frontal guard from regenerating. Iframe's movement, you cannot regenerate it when I cast that special attachment that is the frontal guard blade on Below the Belt. The next one is Crescent Crusher, right? So you apply these two and you keep on rotating. and you watch their HP. You keep on rotating and you watch their HP. When the HP goes down and there's a chunk of it goes down, that's their frontal guard gone. You can use stub arrows, Musa shout, D-bite, anything you want in its kit. We are CC, standing CC bots. We have a lot of standing CC potential on Musa. So then you just use that. That's the shit way of playing Musa. But to be fair, Musa has accuracy problems, has stamina problems, it has HP problems. It has so much variety of problems that all of them together really, really penalise the class. So we've acknowledged that Musa needs damage. We've acknowledged that Musa needs stamina, needs accuracy. How do we fix Musa? Well, I can tell you that there are berserkers that are Succession right now, and they do their stupid little jump, and it kills me in about 2 skills. If they do 3 jumps on my head, I'm dead with 350 DP. And yeah, I'm not really, my evasion is not the best, but 350 DP is questionable to do that much damage. Dark Knight can do 1 to 2 skills right now and one-shot me with that DP on a trial. Warrior actually seems to be okay these days. Funny enough, the damage on Warrior is not too bad. Succession is a bit of a different story. They sped up that class so freaking much, it doesn't serve damage. It's just that no one knows how to play it. You've got classes like, what's that other class? You've got DK that doesn't serve damage, and I think Sage is quite damaging in its class right now. I can't remember. I was probably in another class and it was just so busted. Anyway, the point is, there are classes in the game that one-shot you so easily, and the classes that have about 3 to 4 iframes. Silk is so broken because the damage on her charging skill, I think it's Grim Reaper's Judgment or something, is so heavy hitting that it just one-shots you in a frontal guard. Don't forget, frontal guard doesn't fully protect you. Okay, you still take damage in frontal guard. It's like 80% frontal, 20% damage. They had to make it like that, otherwise you'd be so freaking tanky in the game. Super armor, you take 100% damage, and not defending, you take 100%. Then you got multipliers that add in your circumstances, like back attack, down attack, air attack, and all that shit. Okay? But I'm talking about standing still damage, SA trading. You're both up, you're both resistant, you're just taking damage, okay? So, with that being said, if there's classes out there that have multiple iframes, don't have any problems with stamina, don't have any problems with accuracy, and have damaging skills, not just 1 like Musa has, but has 5 damaging skills, like Striker has its leg drop, and it has a bunch of other shit that is just absurd with damage, then why the hell is Purbis nerfing Musa? And it comes down to one thing. The nerfs from Musa are because every person that does not reroll of Musa, like me, is extremely fucking good at Musa. They know how to play it, they know how to move with it, they know how to CC with it, they understand their opponents. Musa players that have not rerolled are veteran gods in the game. And we kill ridiculous amount of people on this class because we know how to do it. The other classes like Guardian, you don't have to have any skill level. You just press anything you want and it does damage. I mean, I think Fake Uni literally smashed his face against a keyboard when Striker first came out and killed a bunch of people. You can see it in these people's videos. I think Yellow was saying how much damage the Succession Ninja had when it first came out. All these classes, ridiculous in damage and multiple skills. So when these nerfs happen to Musa, it won't become what it originally was. No. You don't understand. With these nerfs, Musa is going to be before rework, and it's going to go back even further. It's going to be even worse than before. It's going to be a 2018 Musa in terms of damage. These changes are the worst changes to the class that has ever happened. I don't know why you did below the belt. The rejection doesn't make any sense because it's a CC skill. What you needed to do is to fix Musa's iframes. Musa needs 2 iframes at least because our chase skill, we're always burning it and therefore we don't have an iframe. There was a post of someone that said to change the dash so that your back chase is the iframe and your frontal is the super armor. I don't mind that chase. It'll take a while to get used to having to 180 your camera and chase the other way, but I don't mind that. That's absolutely fine. Another guy and myself said that 1 step back should be an iframe, and evasion shot when you chase or teleport should be an iframe as well, because it looks like an iframe. 1 step back could possibly be an iframe. Tiger Blade should be able to be cancelled. Having more variety of skills that protect you doesn't make the class broken at all. It just makes the class more survivable. But having a class that has the ability to survive and put out that much damage, that's what makes a class broken. And that's why Sork is broken as hell. Because you can keep on being in iframe. I know there's gaps. It would be absurd if you made it without gaps. But people don't know how to play or fight against Sork, which makes it horrible. The matchup between knowing Sork and not knowing Sork is absurdly different. Once you have that much damage with that many iframes, the class becomes broken. Now, Moosa doesn't have iframes, it has stamina problems and low HP pool compared to like Zerk and shit. Therefore, it could never be broken. The class can never be broken. If you want me to buff this class, in my opinion, all of our skills need to be increased by damage. Not to the point where Fiery Crevice was doing that damage, but I'm talking about the revert. So let's say below the belt is 48.4% damage, then it should be 35% damage reduction in PvP. Projection doesn't need a nerf, it's a CC skill. And Fiery Crevice and Fiery Angel, Foul Play, they need to be buffed in terms of like Fiery Crevice needs to have ignored collision, which is good, but the attachment, the add-on skills, they don't get applied because there's no collision for it to be applied. Fiery Crescent Crusher into Foul Play, it's a great skill, but it has no damage because of the accuracy modifiers that are on it. They're so low that when you hit an evasion player with that, excuse me, it's hardly even noticeable. Not to mention how slow it is. There's so much you can do with Musa. The problem is we need to have damage. Like, how does a Musa fight against a warrior? Because all the warrior does is stand still in SA. We have to break the block before we can get a CC in, right? And what do? We're in SA class. So what are they going to do? They're going to grab us in super armor. And the fight is over. Because as soon as you grab someone, you're dead. And that's the hard truth of Musa. It doesn't need nerfs. It needs damage buffs on all its skills. It needs accuracy through the roof. It needs attack speed and movement speed, passive buffs when we just dash. When we dash, we should get attack speed and movement speed and evasion passive. Just because if this class gets slowed by the smallest amount, it's dead. And everyone abuses it in the game. Everyone abuses the slow stacking on Musa, and it's so annoying because it makes a fight go from 50-50 to 10% for the Musa and 90% for the other player. You almost automatically win just by slowing that class down. It needs its mobility to move around the map. It needs the stamina to do that as well. It needs its HP to SA trade. It needs the damage to SA trade. It needs accuracy to work around evasion classes. It needs stamina to catch ranged classes that kite away, like Ranger. Without having these things, the class might as well just be deleted at this point. And I don't really want to wait 3 more years before they buff this class again, just so that they can nerf it again. If PA sees this video, I strongly recommend getting a group of players like myself into a call and talking about what needs to be done with Musa. Or just listen to us on forums, because there's a lot of people like Mas, myself, that have played this class so long, for 3-4 years. We know what is needed on this class. We know the matchups, and we know why we are dying. It's because of like iframes or stamina problems. We know these things, and we have addressed them to you. So please, if you are watching this, or anyone at all is watching this, just make a post on Musa on the forums. Express why these buffs and nerfs have come and gone so fast. And let's fix this goddamn class once and for all. Because I can't imagine that Poor Abyss spent all this money in hiring developers to change all the data around and the animations and the way that they look, just so that you revert it. Because that's basically what you've done. You buffed all our skills, and now look, you reverted all the damage again, to the point where we've been left behind. But you're not doing this to other classes. Other classes are getting extra attacks in modifiers. Like Salt got their bloody buff. It wasn't a crazy buff with the shards, but this is the thing. You're giving all these nerfs to the wrong classes, in my opinion. Like, where does Archer sit? Archer hasn't had a good buff in ages. Do you guys know that Tamer is actually a class? I mean, it is strong, but have you done anything to Tamer in a while? Not really. I don't know, man. This class is very weird, and I don't know if I can be bothered to wait another 3 years to keep playing it. By the time this class gets another buff, there will be other MMOs to play, and you're killing your community by shitting on them. By the way, I play Musa, so I know that my counterpart is Mewa, and I do apologise not going over Mewa. it's not really me to go over a class that I don't completely understand. I don't feel like that's fair. Like, it's not fair to judge another class if you haven't played it. I've played every single class in the game. I've mained Musa all the time, so I don't really want to go into Meiwa. I did play Meiwa for a bit, but I couldn't quite get on her. But her damage nerfs are ridiculously high. That being said, I did notice that Musa couldn't SA trade a Meiwa no more. I don't feel like a Musa should be able to win that trade all the time. It should be quite fair. So I do feel like the damage reductions are fine when we both fight each other. But when it comes to like a Meiwa fight in another class, the damage is completely different. It just can't do it. The same with Musa. I can't kill a Guardian because it's just frontal guarding. A Nova is super tanky. A Valkyrie is tanky as fuck. Berserker has way too much HP. You either damage nerf every class to the point where we all got the same damage outputs, or you're just gonna have this game that just constantly needs to be fixed. And I don't think your 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people that play the game are going to stay. I feel like there's a game on the horizon coming out soon, or at least it's coming out to beta, and a lot of people are going to be playing it for free because they're giving away free access soon. And as soon as people get a taste of that game, the game is made in Unreal Engine 5, or was being converted to Unreal Engine 5. The combat is nowhere near as good as BDO, but people are sick and tired of the bullshit, trust me. People play World of Warcraft still. You really think they're going to stay on BDO? Anyway, guys, these are my thoughts on Musa. There's a bit of a rant. I know that I had high hopes for the rework, man. It's been misunderstood this class. Anyway, I'm gonna keep trying to make videos, so I hope you guys stay tuned on my channel. Leave a like, leave a subscription, subscribe, whatever you want to call it these days, whatever the Zoomers call it. If you enjoy the channel, I'm gonna try to make more, and I'll try to upload. But my content is gonna be unusual because in this game you need gear to actually make content, and because Musa is such in a bad position, it's extremely hard to make content on this class. With a DK, if I learned how to play it, which I'm never gonna play, I could just press 2 or 3 buttons and I would kill half of the population of BDO, because that's how busted DK damage is. And then you got other classes like Sork, that is kind of like a skill-ish class, but as soon as you learn the iframes, as soon as you learn the movement, the damage just does what you need it to do. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of like podcast, I guess. Not really podcast, I don't know what you call this. It's like a rant video, but something that you can have in the background whilst you're grinding. If you guys have any thoughts of Musa, again, I cannot stress enough, just shove your thoughts on forums. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Please just click on that link. My character is called the Unknown Musa Senpai. That's what it used to be called back in the day. It's my old channel. My old YouTube channel before I deleted it. Don't ask questions why I deleted it. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Please just put your thoughts on Musa. Let the developers know that the changes of damage is a trade-off from not having an iframe. You know? See you guys next one.